I'm expecting that Gabriel Ateta of the National Democratic Congress and Saka Salia, two notorious latecomers, notorious latecomers. This year, I'll reserve my words. Saka will come very late. And when he comes, come and be doing some gymnastics. What was the topics? And meanwhile, I've sent the topics to you. Saka Salia. This morning, I don't want to go on a rampage. I don't want to.
Someone should tell him that you are.
Tell Saka Salia. He's so fond of becoming of coming here late. Like he's so fond of it. He is late with passion. He's passionate about being late to shows. And it's worrying, seriously. It's seriously worrying. Very, very, very worrying. This year, Mr. Mususu will be also. Mususu will be also. The NPP people that I call, if you come, come. If you come, don't come.
They find it difficult.
All the parties, MPP, NDC, if I call you and you come, come. If you won't come, don't come. Why? Sometimes if I tell you the hassle that I have to go through to invite these people to come, you come here, come and then speak, come and promote your own political party. That one to you has become an issue. If you will come, come. If you won't come, don't come. It's as simple. I didn't want to say this, but I mean, I've had enough of it.
Yeah. You're in a new year. You're in a new year, so.
Atrami this year. I'm sure they started seeing it.
Yeah.
You call MPP communications. This we'll bring somebody, we'll bring you. At the 11th hour, they'll tell you that, we didn't get anybody for you. Can you imagine?
Yeah, their communicators are struggling. It's not easy defending.
Listen, I won't tolerate. If you come, have your own perception about our station. That we are this, we are aligned to this. It is your own cup of tea. If you won't come, don't come. It's simple as that. If you won't come, don't come. Right. Let's proceed. I've had a message from my boss, so I think we'd have to move away from that, conversation and proceed with the show. Like earlier stated, this morning we'll have conversations in relation to the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations. Then we shall also be looking at a host of other issues in relation to the country. Taxes, issues relating to taxes, issues relating to the 2024 general elections. Just about 330 days, I think, more to the 2024 general elections. And of course, the former president, John Dramani Mahama, has asked Ghanaians to give him a honeymoon period if or should the National Democratic Congress emerge victorious in that regard. I've been joined by Ebu Bakman of the Movement for Change, and he's going to start the conversation for us on the issues that we have tabled for discussion. Later on, I believe Gabriel Ateta of the National Democratic Congress and then Saka Salia of the New Patriotic Party will join me to have this conversation. Ebu, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
And many thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
I trust you're well.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Great.
It's been by the grace of God, my brother.
Great. It's been 42 years since Ghana, laid hands on an AFCON trophy or any trophy at all. Since the senior national soccer team laid hands on any trophy. The last time we won a trophy proper, I think, was in 2009, but it wasn't the senior national soccer team. It was Dede Ayew and his squads back then against Brazil in that final. They won through penalties, despite going a man down in the early parts of the game. We've tried severally, even to the extent that in 2008 we hosted the Africa Cup of Nations on home soil, but we placed third. Then in 2015, we actually went to the finals. Before 2015, I think we had gone to the finals with Egypt and lost narrowly by a lone goal. Then in 2015, we had the opportunity to redeem ourselves. I remember that penalty shootout. Against Ivory Coast. I remember the penalty shootout and the very fact that when we took our first two kicks, there was hope because we were in the lead. Because I think Cote d'Ivoire had actually missed the first two. They had missed their first two, and then we had netted our first two. Unbeknownst to us that the kick takers for the subsequent, penalties, we're going to miss theirs. Unfortunately, we lost that game as well. And since then, we've never been the same. Since the 2015 final, some of the time we are unable to go past the quarter-final stage. In our last bit, I think it was Cape Verde. No, was it Cape Verde? No, I think it was Comoros that beat us, and then we were sent packing from the Africa Cup of Nations. This time around, in Côte d'Ivoire, we've assembled a team. I want to find out from you, in as much as we've lost our first game, people say that, look, Ghana is a slow starting nation when it comes to these tournaments. We start so slow and we pick up.
We end slow.
They say we start slow and then we pick up in the course of it. Is it the same in this regard? Is it the same in this vein as far as this AFCON is concerned? We've lost to Cape Verde. If you watch the match, you do realize that we deserved to lose. But I want to find out from you, do you think that the quest to win a fifth AFCON title has already eluded us? Should we be hopeful, or as things stand now, there's no glimmer of hope?
Bless, let me greet your viewers this morning, and also greet all the Afrafanto family members across the world. Bless, if football were to be logical, a game of logic, then there's no way we are going to survive. I mean, if you look at the kind of match, the kind of game that went on between Egypt and Mozambique, right? The kind of soccer the two of them played, and you juxtapose that one with the kind of performance you put up, you can only say that it will take the grace of God. I mean, logically, you can survive.
To take the grace of God.
Because at a point in time, I didn't know the kind of formation we were playing. Honestly, I didn't know the kind of strategy we went into this tournament with. And so it's like, let's play something. You couldn't see any kind of formation. We couldn't even identify any weakness at the defense of our opponent to capitalize on. It's like we're just playing. Individually, people try to do something to show, but as a team, I really didn't see anything to show that we were in this tournament to win. Honestly, by virtue of the fact that we are Ghanaians, you are emotionally attached to the team. So you can only be excited that your team one is there and also playing. But as to whether this team, and this is not this is not the first time we are playing. As we said, Comoros dealt with us. Yeah. And Cape Verde has also dealt with us. We are going to face Egypt.
Teams that we should be beating on a normal day.
No. Like with ease.
Yeah.
They are the teams now beating us.
I remember in 2005 we played Cape Verde. We scored them 4-0. I think 4-0 was the scoreline back then, when the Asians and the Stephen Appiahs were in their prime.
Yeah. So me, honestly, unless the grace of God comes in, there's no way we can survive this tournament. Let's be honest. Egypt is not going to be easy match for us. I mean, if you look at the kind of players the Egyptians have, it will take something else. I wouldn't want to use the word luck, but maybe miracle will happen and we will win, and even go on to win against Mozambique. The problem is, Bless, have we as a nation consciously developed a team, national team, that will be able to carry the flag of the country to places? I don't think so. Asian, Muntari, Appiah, that squad, for me, came together because the guys were individually good. And apart from being individually good, they were a group of people who had played. Most of them started their football locally. They played the coast team, so they knew themselves long before they became global stars. So they could easily gel among themselves. The kind of things we used to do to get the players we had, we are not doing them anymore. The coast system, I played the coast system. I played, in fact, let me tell you something interesting. When I did my O-level at Ghana National College, at a point in time, I was the captain of the school team. I did my sixth form at St. Augustine's College, and I was also in the national team. In fact, it was after our turn when we left the national team. I didn't want to go to upper six. I mean, we started focusing more on the books. That is when ACN and Co came in. Yeah. So I have played football. Bafojan was my teammate. Oh. We played the same team together at Cape Coast, Liverpool, and all that. So I understand the game. But the kind of things we used to do, the coach system was churning out a lot of talent for this country. I've told you, ACN played Super Rainbow coach in Cape Coast. I played Liverpool. Bafojan played Liverpool. Patrick Villa, who at one point in time played for the national team, also played Liverpool. I mean, we were all teammates. The point is that the coach system is nowhere to be found again. Because the kids don't have opportunity. The places that used to be park, we call it park, that we used to play ball, they are no more. And so, if we can go back and begin to redevelop this coach system, and also this secondary school inter-college football competition, Milo games, yeah. It's also very good for us. I told you once again, ACN was spotted as a unique talent when he was playing for St. Augustine's College and Super Rainbow in Cape Coast. So I want to believe that if we really want to progress as a nation relative to football and sports in general, we should have a conscious, policy on football. We should be able to develop our coach system. We should be able to develop academy system. I mean, Brazilians are Brazilians because they have consciously made football, if you like, a major source of income for the country. It's a conscious effort. I mean, you can imagine the amount of money Brazil makes from the footballers. Because any contract any footballer gets, you pay tax to the state. And look at the kind of amount teams are using to buy Brazilians. Because they have consciously decided that we are going to produce footballers for global football. And for me, if Ghana, we used to be called the Brazil of Africa. If Ghana really want to develop the football or the sports in general in the country, there should be strategic and conscious effort to achieve that. That is, go back and develop the coach system. The secondary school competition, football competition that we used to have, and also put in more resources. Because, I mean, it's only when you get these players start from, under 17, they progress to under 20. That is when you can have that chemistry, because football is a team game. It's not individual. It's not like lawn tennis or table tennis. It's a team game. So you can have the individual players, but if you're not able to have a team, people who know themselves. Somebody would have to give a pass without even looking at where the player is standing, because I know that when I get the ball, this guy understands me that when I get the ball, he makes the move. So I just give the pass without even looking. I mean, don't you see when the Brazilians are playing? Sometimes they give pass without looking. I believe, yes, we have some players, but I also believe some of the players shouldn't have even made it to the tournament. Quite honestly. I don't want to mention names, but obviously some of the players shouldn't have made it to the tournament. Over the years, and we've also been playing politics with our national team, so much so that people will now have to go and see politicians for them to be included in our national teams and all that. And even to become FA president, you need to be aligning, and you need to be affiliated to a political party, and all these things are not helping. I believe that, as I said, only God can save us in this tournament. If the grace of God, if God will have mercy on us and save us, that will be good for us. But if we are to go by the logic of football, the kind of game Egypt had with Mozambique, if we are going to play against Egypt and Mozambique, then let's pray that God will have mercy on us, so that probably we can have one goal. Somebody said we'll have one goal and we'll play draw against Mozambique, or we'll play draw against Egypt and one against Mozambique. How we become mathematical whenever it comes to football.
The permutations,
the permutations. If this one scores and this one draws, and that is, in fact, every tournament, that permutation or mathematical calculations or whatever you want to call it, it comes up. I mean, it's like you have to pray that somebody will lose and you will win. As if you can't control even the one you are playing. You want to predict what will happen in some other match, but I believe as a nation we've got it wrong since 1982. I was 8 years. I think I was 8 years when Ghana first won African Cup of Nations. Since then, we've had the best of players. I bet the Pele Tony Eboa. But the point is, I think there's something missing. The team, in almost every era, it was only Steve Napier's era that the harmony was there. Apart from that, you see, who should be captain, who should be this, the captain should have been given to captainship should have been given to this one. It's always been a problem, one problem or the other. And I believe that probably this should be a turning point for us, that after this tournament, we'll sit down and pay more attention to football, because football can take you to places. Can you imagine when the flag of Ghana is hoisted at the World Cup? I mean, we need to take advantage of what football can offer, like the way Brazilians are making fortunes out of football. But in conclusion, let every Ghanaian pray that the God of football will have mercy on us, for us to be able to win or play draw against Egypt, and win or play draw against Mozambique.
We actually need to win one of those games, maybe a draw, to qualify to the next stage. That is the only. We need to win both games, so we need to win at least one, and then draw the other.
And even that one, it will depend on the calculations.
If we are able to win one and draw one, we have a big chance to qualify to the next round. Then it means that
if you score Egypt, if Thursday we win against Egypt, I bet you will qualify. But if you don't win against Egypt, you should forget it.
Well, let's see.
Either you win against Egypt to advance,
let's see
or you lose against Egypt and you pack.
Let's see what happens.
Fortunately, Ivory Coast is not far from Ghana, so they can easily just get
right. Gabriel Atete is the Central Regional Communications Officer of the National.
This is football, so still within the confines of football.
Of course, should also share thoughts with us on Ghana's recent outing in the Africa Cup of Nations, and that listless performance that was churned out by the Stars. Gabriela, good morning. I hope you're fine.
I'm fine.
Except that you're late.
It's traffic. You know, Evo just whispered something. He said, "This is football. I should stay in the confines of football." Please ask him what does he mean by that. I think I can't talk football. or he thinks I'll blame Agufado. As for Agufado, we'll blame them. We'll blame them. Because, I mean, where do we even start? Sorry to our viewers. A very good morning to our viewers, especially those from the central region. Everybody understands why I did them separately, especially because that's where my title comes from.
Of course.
Black Stars. The sad state of the Ghana Black Stars. If I could recite poetry, I can force and recite poetry. An ode to the Black Stars. How thy star has fallen. How gloom thou hast cast over the nation.
Shakespeare.
Sadness and grief. Today by the Egyptians. Whip, stare, cause, frenzy. For who knows tomorrow, your face shall be the end. I just coined that one up.
Oh, you're a poet.
I used to write poetry in my younger years, and then I used to write song lyrics too.
Oh, okay.
I used to write country music for a record company in the US.
Oh, for the poems, you have it in common.
And the sad thing was, or the interesting thing was, I hadn't listened to country music, but I was writing country music.
I see.
I was not listening to R&B. But let's stay with the Black Stars. The state of our Black Stars, it's worrying. It's worrying. A team that brought so much joy and happiness and pride to the people of Ghana. Today, when you even do a common social media post, even you become a victim of people's abuse, because people are wondering why you're even coming to post the Black Stars. But I don't blame the players. You know, in last year, AfriExim had a conference here in Ghana, and one of the segments of the discussion was on how to boost sports in Africa, because it's an area they want to invest because of the interest of the youth in sports, especially in football. So they had Didier Drogba and they had Asamoah Gyan on the panel. I don't know if you ever listened to that episode. It was the last session, I think, of the conference. Didier Drogba said something that I hadn't thought about until Didier Drogba said it. And Didier Drogba said that in Africa, when the team is not doing well, the first thing we go and do is to sack our coach. So we keep repeating coaches. They come, they don't perform. The next coach will come, he's not performing. We'll get angry with the coach, we'll sack him too. So there's no consistency even in the technical bench. How do you expect consistency from the players? Because there's no stability in the team. He also said that in Africa, we pretend that we are investing in the sport. But the countries that have really turned their premiership and made real stars of their national teams are countries that are willing to put in the investments into those teams. Because they don't only carry the nation's pride, they are the representative of a nation in the sport. When he mentioned Stephen Appiah's team, quote unquote, of Black Stars, that was a time when on the continent we were ranked third or so on the continent.
And that's when we had our
highest ranking, because the quality was there. Now you have a team where it's time for us to go for a tournament. Then we are picking. We have the whole world at our disposal, and we are now doing worldwide selection. This is coming from France, this is coming from Netherlands, this one plays in Germany, this one was born in Spain to Ghanaian parents. They've never played in Ghana before, they don't know how Ghana soccer is. And he made reference to something about how Ghana soccer, when Pele described it, it's like a Brazilian soccer. It comes with it. There's a certain culture around Ghana soccer. And if you don't feel that culture, that rhythm, when you are playing, the whole team is disjointed. When he was talking about, you couldn't see the formation of the team, I was standing here and I was laughing in my head. I said, how can we find the formation in the team? We are not even finding the rhythm in the first place. How then can we create the formation? So there's a lot of problems that has been created. This one is not God's solution. Oh. Let's not disturb God. We don't need any miracle. We need common sense. That is what these Black Stars need. Look at, compare them to the Black Queens, which is coached by Nora. The discipline, the cohesiveness, the unity. They win together, they take the losses together. They're coming like a machine because that is the new culture that she has built into this team.
Yeah.
All right. Then you come to the men's side, totally opposite. It is not star players nor star coaches that will bring back our Black Stars. It is for us to put in the work, tell ourselves that, okay, let us go back to the days when the Black Star was truly the shining star of African football. Like when you mention the Ghana Black Stars, and the people around the community, when they even hear the Black Stars are coming to play, will be in a hurry to procure the tickets to come and watch the Black Star, because that is truly the star of the of the Blacks. Bless those who went to support the team 2 days ago. Do you know, yesterday, majority of them have decided to pack ship and return to Ghana. Do you know that? Mm-hmm. They've returned because they didn't see what they wanted to see in this first team. But that I said, I don't blame the team that went to play. There were some players who you could see from the way they played that they came with their hearts to fight for this thing. Case in point was Jiku. And then our goalkeeper. So I'm not surprised that Jiku won the man of the match, even though we were a goal down.
Yeah.
You could see visibly hunger, passion, determination in that young man. I can't say the same for many of the other players, especially some of our star players. And this team, I'm not a footballer. If you put me in the stadium, I probably would be worse than what happened. But at least the purpose of the game is to score goals.
Yeah.
And we are not scoring goals.
Unfortunately.
They need to go and practice on the goal post. One post here, one post there. Share them. Bombard all the keepers till they learn how to save goals and how the players score goals. Because I don't understand how you go with the team. Before we even went into this tournament, you saw our statistics. You are here, come to do calculations. If we draw here and then we win here, we go through. You've forgotten that if there's a goal difference with high margin, we are coming back.
Yeah.
It depends on the points, not really who you draw and who you score. So if the other teams, Egypt meets Cape Verde and decides to do them 11-0, then we start preparing. But it's a serious issue because the heart of the Ghanaian is in the national team. Yes. And we need to put in the work to make this team turn around. This thing about changing the team players whenever it suits people, you bring in people who maybe in the European leagues they are fantastic players because that is the environment that they are suited for. When they come and play on the continent, they have difficulties. Here, the rhythm to the drum beat is different. I have always maintained that let us adopt Nkrumah's strategy. Let us have the local Black Stars team. Since they are local present here, let us invest in them, put them into tournaments, let them play friendlies, build their capacities. They are the same people who come and buy them and take them international anyway. But if we are willing to give them some comfort as national players and commit them that their job is to come and just play for the Black Stars, I don't understand why we can't have a solid group of 11 at least, and then the others play on. If you look at also the men's team generally, from Satellite to Meteors, all of them. There was a tournament recently, somewhere in Asia. I think it was the under 12. The whole world, I didn't even know that even if we even attempted to go and qualify for that tournament, it was a World Cup. I didn't know that we even attempted it. I always say, Ghana's problem is not talent. The talent is here. It is discovering them, giving them the opportunity. Now we have so many clubs that are investing in their players. When you come to House of Folk, we now have our own stadium. When you go to HEDMAN, Pobiman, we have like 3 pitches, training pitches. It's a whole arena. So the investment is there. They have their hostel, they have their gym, they have their swimming pool. The facility is there. We have other sporting clubs in our constituency. There's Cheetah FC. Yeah. There's even in the Premiership, there are a lot of clubs that are showcasing good talent. Ours is to find them, build them up, put them on standby for the national team, and stop this every day. This one is coming, this one is going. Our strikers too. I have to say this about our strikers. I don't know how they intend to score goals when there's no power in their heads and in their legs.
And which team does that number 7? I don't know much about it.
It's in Germany.
They have
Bundesliga.
Yes. Is it Bundesliga or the second tier? Konings, he has this some Königsgordorfer name, some German name.
Why are you all making fun of that boy?
No, because
I've not seen him before.
No. I think this is the first time.
And people to have been insulted.
Ransford Iyeboah, Königsdorfer.
Okay.
Yes, he plays for Hamburger SV in Germany.
Which is,
and then let's go back to the issue of the coach.
He has scored 0 goals this season.
0 goals.
So I don't know what people were expecting when he decided to put him in.
Then let's go for the coach and the technical.
You had some number 7s before. I mean, you remember Ebo Smith, you remember even Larry Kingston.
Yeah.
I mean,
Larry
the
was
late
the best.
Achu
and Larry were the best.
These are the guys. See, the local guys, before they got to the level they got to, they had played typical Ghana soccer. No, that buga soccer. So when they meet, because African soccer is different from that is why players do extremely well when they are in Europe. Didier Drogba's, if you see the performance Didier Drogba was putting up in Chelsea and Ivory Coast national team, you could see vast difference.
Yeah.
Because African soccer is completely, as you mentioned, completely different. You need some Africanistic character, something bigger. But we go and come and begin to play like the way, I don't want to mention them, some of the players, I think they are playing in EPL. When some of them they fall down, like they
start. No, they are playing. Forget the EPL. They are playing on the field.
Oh no!
They don't take seriousness what they are doing. Then the coach, as I mentioned earlier, this changing thing. At some point, we have to halt it. If there's mistakes, you learn from the mistakes. When you watch these teams in the Premiership, even if the team is not performing well, many of the time, so long as they are still performing on the Premiership table and they are still in the league at least, they still keep the coaches. But they learn from the mistakes and if they correct the mistakes the next time. Our first approach is, let's condemn the person and sack the person. I don't want to comment on our current coach. He's gone far. He's gone to Premiership and come back. But this is not Premiership team. This is a Black Stars team. The expectations are different. And how you play here is also different. At some point, I was thinking maybe we should just go back for Kwesi Appiah. At some point, I was thinking. Or one of our local Ghanaian coaches. Medofa Dada, Roger somewhere.
You can go for Moreno. Moreno has actually been sacked just now. Like, he has been sacked right now as I'm speaking.
You can't afford it.
Of course, we cannot afford Moreno. But he's been sacked from AS Roma, and they added with immediate effect. He and his technical, everybody.
The one person I have always prayed, years ago, to date, if we could go back for Coach Renard. Harvey Renard.
Yeah,
that is one coach. When he was supporting, I met him when he was assistant Claude Dewa. They were camping at Fiesta. That's where I met him with his daughter. And from that moment, the man touched me, and I started following his career. Even before he went to the Namibian national team, his progression as a coach and how fantastically he has performed.
Yeah.
But you Ghanaians, even if we manage to go and convince him to come, and the team is not performing because of other factors,
it will be difficult to afford him now. Seriously.
No, of course.
The Saudis won't even let him go.
It's difficult to afford him.
They won't let him go because he's helping to build a whole premiership in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
So they don't even let
Very
him go.
difficult.
It's an expensive coach.
You know, he was actually assistant. We didn't see. We couldn't. We didn't.
No, you are blind.
We didn't see that he was going.
Even if you
pan out
have
so
seen,
cool.
you still would have done nothing. Because you are busy looking for your own people to come and put in the position.
Now the money ends, we cannot. It will be difficult for us to afford.
But moving this conversation out of football to the other sports.
Yeah.
I have friends who are national athletes, and I see their performances and how they go about things. I think that what they call themselves, National Sporting Authority, they really need to set up and show more interest in our sportsmen. A lot has been left to the associations who do next to nothing. So very often the pressure is on these people themselves and their passion.
Yeah.
And the love they have to represent Ghana. But when you really go deep and close to them and how they are even doing the things they are doing, it is purely individual basis that is pushing them to excel.
Yeah.
This year we are hosting the All Africa Games. We finished our stadium. I'm inviting Akufo-Addo, which we're doing this on behalf of everybody. But since I'm a sports person, sports lover, I invite everybody to. That one is the HEDMAN, right? The one on the motorway.
Yeah, HEDMAN.
That's HEDMAN.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's a stadium there that has been completed almost to host the African Games. They'll be hosting some there, and then the Legon Sporting Arena as well will also host some of the games. So I invite all people in Greater Accra region to patronize the event and make it a success. Let us go and support. Whether they are playing volleyball, they are swimming, they are doing hockey, whatever games they are contesting in, let's go and support our Ghanaians. Let them feel that what they are doing is not in vain and is appreciated. And then as for the sports authority and the government, when a better government comes, we'll do better for sports investment in Ghana.
Right. There are some games that will be played today as well. I think Morocco, they will be playing today. I think there are two of the matches that will be played today. Like earlier stated, not Morocco, Burkina Faso and Mauritania, two West African countries will be playing today. And then Tunisia and then Namibia would also be playing. Mali and South Africa will also be playing. South Africa, they are even worse. They don't really go. they don't do anything.
But this Egyptian team, the mere fact that they struggled the first round doesn't mean that we have to look
at them. Of course, no. You can't beat you. You are struggling to beat Cape Verde. Egypt.
Egypt is a powerhouse.
Yes. So the Black Stars have to also power themselves up and go and face the challenge.
Yeah.
I remember when we had the AFCON here in Accra, the final.
2008.
Yes, it was it Egypt and Cameroon?
Yeah.
And I got there a bit early. So I just entered the gate and I sat down. I didn't know that where I was sitting was where the Egyptian supporters had also decided to come and mass up and cut off my skin. We blended fine. So when they finished the match, and then the Egyptian team came to our side, Massa, when you see the fire in those players, I was not surprised that they were the team to watch at that time. And at that time, that was the time that the Egyptian team was also on top. Yeah. Their presence alone. I remember there was one match they went to play in the Ashanti region against another African country, and the players were so confused. They whipped them. The goalkeeper in an interview was asked what happened. He said he wasn't seeing players, he was seeing bulls. because the way they charge at you. So I don't want to scare anybody. But this is a team that has earned its credentials as African powerhouses.
And they have the best player, the best African player in recent times, Mohamed Salah.
Salah.
Yeah.
But they play with some fire. You see, that is what is missing in our team.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's like they play as if there's nothing at stake.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, even when they fall, the way they will get up. See this guy, Messi. Messi, when he falls down, he bounces virtually.
Yeah.
He falls down, then he gets up again. Then he's moving. But these players, because they play in the EPL and some, when they fall down, they leisurely get up and they clean themselves. I say, oh my God. You see, it will take the local. You see, some of these tournaments, what you need to do, get the local guys. Do you know what? Do you know why? Do you know why? The local guys, there will be motivation for them because that stage will give them the exposure.
Yeah.
So they will go all out. But these people who have made it, I mean, have played in the EPL for this number of years.
These people who you think have made it are equally looking for the exposure.
Yeah.
They also want the exposure to be shifted from their teams to bigger teams.
Yeah, but the motivations will not be the same. If you get the local
we have just one local player. But just the Kotoko player. And I mean, to some extent, I understand. Our local footballers,
I mean, no, they've messed it up.
Yeah, it's a shambles.
They've messed it up.
House of Folk and Kotoko.
The GFA president.
We have House of Folk players in the mutual team, the 23 team.
Mostly when it comes to the junior teams, we have representation. But when it comes to the Black Stars, which is the real deal,
that is because you prefer to go and bring the ones who are based outside as against the ones who are forming this team. If they see migration, that they can move from this level to the Black Star level and still end their stripes, do you think that they will not fire themselves together? Hey, everybody, welcome Saka, you are late. Everybody wants the opportunity.
Right. But then if you look at our local football generally, and then you see our performances when it comes to Africa, we go there and we can't beat teams from Mozambique.
Yeah.
We can't beat clubs from South Africa. See, South Africa has one of the best leagues on the African continent. Yeah. Except that they are not able to replicate that when it comes to their national teams. But our local football is a shambles. Seriously, it's a shambles. That's why it's even difficult to watch.
Yeah.
You know, in the first place.
It's because, as I said, we've not made the effort.
Yeah.
The conscious effort to develop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we are not serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time, when Christmas time, when House of Folk was playing one team at the sports stadium, and the sports authority refused to give them the facility because they decided to go and host Stoneboy concerts there. And they said that if the teams have a problem, they should also go and build stadiums because there are countries where the teams have their own stadiums.
And that is why
can you imagine?
But it's true. No, but it's true.
No, but when there's a league in session and you are here complaining about your national team, you yourselves are not facilitating the local teams. How are you going to get the player?
It's not the beauty of the nation to facilitate the local team. They need to have their own stadiums. Do you even see Sports Authority and GFA able to fill Ohinijan Stadium? Yeah? Are they themselves able to draw numbers for the teams to fill those stadiums? Well, but the concerts people are attending. That's much about the whole football, architecture.
Yeah, it's not interesting again.
Yeah, no,
it's not interesting again.
Good morning, Saka.
Yeah, good morning.
I trust you're fine.
Yeah, I'm doing
And
good.
it's deteriorating the last 7 years.
I won't talk about your lateness. I've already spoken.
No, but
about
I mean, there's a reason why I keep.
There's always a reason.
Yeah, so there's a reason. Anyway, good morning to our cherished viewers. Good morning to
Your government is not doing anything about the traffic situation.
Gabriela, good morning to my brother, and then yourself. We are talking about the Black Stars.
Yeah.
And whether or not we can win the cup. Or is that another topic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Black Stars generally.
Yeah, I think that if you look at the current Black Stars that we have, it all has to do with planning. I think we have failed woefully to plan towards a very formidable Black Stars. and it's as if one, I mean, they are amalgamation of reasons why we are where we are today. We are only a pale shadow of ourselves. For 42 years now, we are unable to win the African Cup, even though in 2010, 2015, we came very close. Well, you see, it also has to do with, like I said, the amalgamation of reasons. One, the choice of coaches. Two, the football administration itself is structural. If you look at Kosi Nyantakyi's time, at least he had a longevity, and therefore you could see that with the planning that he had. For instance, if you take the performance of the Black Stars in 2010, it all has to do with what the team that we had from the youth side, the DDR youth team that went all the way to win the World Cup in Egypt. But if you look at the current Black Stars, it's so fragmented, it's so nebulous, it's so, you don't even know what they did. There's no pattern of play. Like in 1985, when we had the Satellites 95, where they were playing the multi-system. This particular one, almost everything is in shambles. So it has to take individual players. The individual, or you call them prima donnas, in order for you to get results. But our so-called prima donnas were not in the team. Somebody like Kudus, who can change a game within a twinkle of an eye, wasn't in this team. Somebody like Pati wasn't in the team. And then somebody that has a semblance of a prima donna, who can do something like Inaki Williams in the La Liga. You could see that in December he was part of the first 11 of the La Liga team. Such a person has sacrificed his team, and we all know that he's in top form. Then he comes, then you put him on the bench, and then you bring people like you don't even know what they are doing. I mean, you see, I'm not here to denigrate any footballer, but that is the reason why I told you that the choice of our coach, some of the coaches, I mean, leave much to be desired. You have somebody like Baba Idrisu. Baba Idrisu, one, is not rugged, and he's not skillful. He doesn't have the mentality to win. Then you put him there to 90 minutes. He's not strong, he's not skillful, he doesn't have the mentality and the wherewithal. Then you put such a player that he should start and end the game. Then you have an old man, the Odoi guy who played number 2. Yeah. That guy, I don't know what his contribution to the team. Yeah. It is just an added player to the team. Then the coach decided that you cannot even get any number 2 even in the local team, except that guy. We have a lot. I mean, I was just shocked with the first 11 that yeah. Then we have this Yabua guy, the one who was wearing number 7, the one who prevented us from getting the goal, the Shimero goal. Yeah, that guy, you could see, I mean, he has the physique, he looked like a boxer. See, but in terms of flair, in terms of the football, he didn't have it. And I haven't heard his name anywhere that he played so fantastically that he has to be in the Black Star first 11. And this guy was put there. He was just roaming around. He doesn't know what he was lost. Apart from when they hit the ball and then he used his hand or something to hit the poles, and then Shimero shot it, and the same person blocked the view of the goalkeeper. So one, that Yabua guy, 2 Odoi, yeah. 3 Idrisu, and you see somebody like Dede, I mean, like it or hate or love him. Dede is a tournament player. And look at when Dede came in. He has a spirit, a tournament spirit. And in the absence of Kudus, one would have expected, one, even if he won't play the day, because maybe of stamina, of age and all those things, we have players like Bukari. Osman Bukari. That Bukari guy,
that is good though.
Anytime, the one who scored the goal at the World Cup, and
that guy is good,
and then did the Ronaldo style.
Yeah, that guy is good.
In his team, I mean, he played in Champions League. That guy plays Champions League and scoring.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
He even scored against Liverpool, so yes. In the Champions League, the guy is sitting down, and then you think that some Yeboah and some Ode and Baba Idrisu are the people that should be playing. I mean, you could see that there was no pattern, even the players themselves. And another one, let me not forget, it's so serious. Salisu. When Salisu was playing for Southampton, even at the time that he was on top form, and we were saying that he should come and play for Ghana, and people were all over the place, as if when Salisu come, we are just going to take the World Cup. At that time, I was telling everybody that, even me, I don't see Salisu to be a good player. One, he is not good in passing. He cannot pass balls very well. If you want to pass the ball like this, he will pass it this way, so that the player would take the ball with difficulty. So his passes are not accurate. Secondly, he himself is a one-legged player. He plays only one leg. And thirdly, he's very, very slow. Very, very slow. And look at what he did. Apart from scoring own goals, he will open the legs and then the ball will pass. I mean, he has so many negatives. And then you have somebody like Amati. Amati is a tournament player.
Yeah.
Amati can do anything. You can see him all over the place.
Those people, they have fire. I mean,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though Amati too is just coming from injury. This guy Salisu, who is not good, and at the same time also coming from injury, you decided to use him.
Salisu is not bad.
Very, very bad.
He's not bad.
you get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, look at how he costs us.
He was
Look at how he costs us.
to catch the ball.
So for the keeper, I won't blame the keeper. The keeper was just good. People are saying that first ball, he should have parried it outside. But you see, sometimes out of the blue, and you have to save. Sometimes you just have to save it, no matter where it is going, because it came so fast, and you just have to save it. You don't even have time to
think about what to do.
Think about anything.
Yeah.
you understand? Yeah. So it's exactly what the goalkeeper did. The defenders were not there to clear the ball, so that was our own doing. But I would say that if you look at Ghana, we are a pale shadow of ourselves. We don't see a team like Quebec outplayed and outscored us. If you look at Egypt, even if Egypt had lost their match, was it against Mozambique?
Yeah.
Even if they had lost, they had outplayed the Mozambicans. That showed that they are in a class bigger than Mozambique. If you look at Nigeria had outplayed their opponents, even though it also ended 1-1. All the big guys, those that can lay claim to the trophy, when they get there, they play with seriousness. Our guys don't have that confidence. The coach has not been able to instill that confidence in them. There's no structure within the Black Stars. Everything is in disarray. Their play is haphazard.
Yeah.
The nation have no confidence in them, and they just go there to add to the numbers. And
I think Jordan plays the Dabi football too much.
You see, Jordan started
Dabi too much.
Jordan started playing when the day came in. You see, Jordan started playing well when the day came in, and I was surprised that he was substituted at that time. At the time that he was doing well, the coach decided that that's the time that he should go.
He's a very good player, but there are beatings.
You don't have to. Inaki Williams, even though he has not had a very good Black Star matches. He only scored 1 goal. You see, with his pedigree and what he can do, the experience that he has, you don't have to put him on the bench. No team in that tournament will have Inaki Williams and put him on the bench.
Yeah.
And then you put him on the bench and then you rather use him some other guys who are supposed to be wingers to play. I don't get it.
Or number 10. I don't know why he decided.
So if the coach
scored 0 goals
is he
for Hamburger this season.
No, I mean, which other season has he been so excellent? You see, I'm saying that. You see, if the coach doesn't know this thing, and then doesn't mean that the technical team, the assistants, George Boateng and co. I work for George Boateng. I'm just hoping that one day they should give the team to him, because you could see the enthusiasm which he is working in the team. And I just want us to test him. I'm sure this man will be sacked immediately after the tournament. I know that this one is not a prediction. It is something that is, of course, a matter of course. He will be sacked. If he's sacked, they should give the team to George Boateng, and let's see what he will do.
Right. Thank you very much, Saka Salia. We'll proceed to our next topic for conversation. We've exhausted so much time speaking about the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars of Ghana. Former President John Dramani Mahama is urging Ghanaians, particularly labor groups, to grant him a grace period to restore the economy back to normalcy should he win the 2024 general elections. He was speaking at Ohwe, and he made it known to the people that, look, we are in an economic malaise, and of course we need some time. We know that you have high expectations of whichever government will take over the reins after the 2024 general elections, but we would want you to grant us some honeymoon period or some grace period in order for us to put things back to normalcy. The question I've been asking is, what is the grace period? How long is that grace period going to be? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Is it 2 years? Is it the entire 4 years of his reign? Should he win the December 7 election? That is the question that primarily has been on my mind. It appears that in the coming days or weeks, we are going to be seeing a lot of agitations from labor unions and organizations. I think Professor Ransford Jampo yesterday, he spoke about what the former president had said, and he said, look, we can only grant you that form of grace period or respite or honeymoon, so to speak, if you assume power and we realize that, or it is evident or apparent that you are not displaying some opulence or extravagance, when we have seen that you have reduced the budget that has been allotted to the presidency, when we see that you are not living a champagne life on a beer budget, primarily. So that has been the concern. I'm going to start with Gabriela Tete on this particular topic. And how do we quantify that honeymoon period? Like I asked, is it 6 months? Is it a year? Is it 2 years? Or you need to assume power first and then look at the extent of damage that has been done to the economy before you can do your own assessment and say that it will take X or Y time to come out of the woods?
Well, in fairness, usually a year, but that depends also on what you are able to reconcile during the transition period. That's when you know the true state of the nation, because you go through handing over notes, you know the balance books of the state, how much is owed, which accounts have to be serviced within the short period, where you are going to find the funding to be able to clear those debts and arrears and all kinds of stuff. So usually a fair time is about a year. And I think that he said this in context. Because today when you look at, it's no secret, the state of the Ghanaian economy. That is why we're all being told to make sacrifices, and whatever small juice is left in us, the government is just trying to draw even the little blood left to cry, they are finding new taxes every single day to pull the little blood in us out. So challenges are there. You can't go and promise like Nana Akufo-Addo, who hasn't seen the books of the country in 2015, 2016, goes and tells every single constituency, I'll give you $1 million. Then he goes and tells every district, I'll bring you a factory. Then he goes and tells every village, I'll give you a dam. You can't.
In the north. He goes to tell every constituency that I'll give you $1 million every year.
Yes.
It has been done.
And
It hasn't.
Yeah, it has been done.
No, please.
They claim the unity projects.
Oh, you let her finish. Then I'll explain to
They
you.
claim the unity projects.
Yeah, she's giving that
They
answer.
claim. When you see the projects they have done, it is not 1 million a year.
So every constituency in Ghana has a project.
Yeah.
I see.
Ask them. How much? Even common fund.
It is never true.
District Assembly's common fund, that is by statute.
Yeah.
That every year we are collecting and it's going straight into the account at Bank of Ghana. Even that one, but they don't have the money for it now. 1 million, one constituency.
No,
when is your turn? You come and tell us what you've done with 1 million, one constituency and trunk on.
And the schools in the Zongo communities, the model schools in the Zongo communities.
Yeah,
that was promised.
we have told them.
That's 350 secondary schools. All these lofty promises, without actually thinking whether the country has the means to finance all these things, and whether you as a government can even effectively and efficiently deliver on those promises. So you are unable to make grand promises because of that limitation. But that notwithstanding, the NDC has still managed to put in some very good proposals for the 2024 manifesto and the things we intend to do for this country. Some of them are not big budget items. Some are just things that just require structural changes in the economy. Some are things that require that we put in a bit more of investment into areas, cut down on importation of some things and build capacity locally. Example, we know of our 24 economy. We've mentioned about our investments in agriculture, especially in irrigation systems. And this is one thing that NDC, we don't trumpet enough. The NDC, I'm here to see an NPP, even with their one village, one dam, have any irrigation system that is able to provide provide lands for vegetable cultivation. Bless, when you come to Central Region, when you go to Gomua West, when you're driving from Winneba to Apam Junction, on the right side, that whole tract of land is irrigated land for farmers to cultivate their crops on. Recently, I saw a video of some young people in Garo who also harvested their vegetables from irrigated lands. We have the Mion irrigation system. The NDC has been able to put in all these facilities, and it intends to expand on it when we are given the opportunity by the people of Ghana to come back into office. Area of social housing. When you look at every single government that has come into this country, the NDC stands tall as providing the most social housing in this country. We can name Adenta Estate, we can name Elmina, Sakumono, on and on.
Rollis.
Pardon?
Rollis.
But is Rollis not NDC?
Rollis became MPP when he died. He left people for a long time.
And he said now he's with the MPP.
Yeah.
When you look when you look in the area of health, the NDC again record stands tall. When you look in the area of education,
no. Let's go to the health. Why you say stand tall? And let's go to the nitty-gritty.
Okay. When you look at all the regional hospitals that have been constructed in this country, it's NDC.
It's not true.
Which one is your MPP?
Oh, the Wa regional hospital was done under the MPP.
Okay, so one. Okay, so 9 over 10.
No, I'm coming.
Even the 6 new regions that they've constructed, but they've not been able to build the regional hospitals.
Yeah, the regional
they didn't plan. So that's the graduate promises we've been talking about.
They promised
6 regions. The only thing they've been able to do is construct regional coordinating councils buildings. Some small buildings that they've put there. That is what they've been able to do for those regions. And even in the area of health, NDC decentralized healthcare to the extent that when Goood was leaving office, we had less than 300 CHIPS compounds. By the time NDC was leaving office, we had over 3,000 CHIPS compounds dotted across the country to make primary healthcare available to citizens. When you come into the area of even education, the records is there to show. But bless, the point of me going back to reference all these achievements is to assure the people of Ghana that despite the fact that challenges exist, this is a government that has been able to promise and deliver in various sectors. And we assure them that when given the mandate, we'll be able to do more. Even in the area of transport, the 2 Ghanaian local airlines operating today are NDC area project.
Which one?
Africa World.
Our passion. Our passion.
Yes, and even passion. Find the owners of passion, and you see where they belong. In air transport, you have your old domestic terminal, your old terminal converted to a domestic terminal. You have a new terminal, and you have a new cargo terminal at the airport. In maritime, you have an expanded port. The one thing that we wanted to do that we were not able to adequately complete was to convert the shipyard. They invest in the find investors into the old shipyard so we can repair ships locally. We started something there, but we couldn't get it to the level that we really wanted to build that department, that organization into. It's an area that when we come into office, we'll like to continue with it. And even look at how to repair and maintain aircraft in Ghana. I'm not going to let out a lot of information. One of the airports in this country will be converted to help us solve that problem. And it will bring money also into this economy. All these airlines operating in the West African sub-region, when they have problems, they have to fly them out to Europe most of the time to fix them. So it's an area in the sub-region that could do with a service, and the NDC is poised to deliver on that service. So, and then again, coming into the second point, I don't know whether we'll get to discuss the third topic. But the main reason why President Mahama said that was also because of the third topic. Organized labor is asking Akufo-Addo for 70% increase in base pay. Imagine you've come to office, and before you could even figure the finance of a country, organized labor tells you that right now the economy is hard. Labor needs money. So government increase our salaries by so and so amount, and they start giving you pressure. They go on demonstrations, they go on sit-down strikes, all kinds of stuff just to get that money. It will put your government into disarray. So we are just pleading that Ghanaians understand the times we are in, but we are poised to deliver, because amongst the lot, we are the ones who have the proven track record to deliver, and we are the ones who have showcased that we have the best intentions for this country. We don't promise and fail. We don't make big promises that we know we can't fulfill. And we don't even say things we don't even understand. Like how to go and tell people of Ghana that Goood left a dollar at $1, $1, and you bring it down. And in the end, the dollar went all the way to 15, 16, and today is now at 13. We stick to things that we know. And the little that we know, we deliver on it.
Thank you very much. Sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. John Mahama says if Ghanaians should give him power, they should give him some honeymoon period to put things in place. First of all, I think Ghanaians will not make that mistake. I'm hearing my friend in a certain constituency saying that no mistake, Donu Kwabinya, Michael Kwe is saying no mistake. And I think that it should be the clarion call for Ghanaians. We should not make any mistake to ever bring John Dramani Mahama back. We shouldn't make that mistake. First of all, if you take John Mahama here and take Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia here, anybody worth his salt, if you have Ghana at heart, if they ask you between the two, like employ these two guys to solve your problem for you when it comes to the economy. I'm not talking about when it comes to just talking keke, talking and insulting people. People are baloney and those things. No. Or we are the most violent political party in Ghana's history and those things. I'm not talking about that. You have an economy that needs recovery. And then there's John Mahama here. There's Mahmoud Bawumia at the right. And then John Mahama at the left.
The vice president who's holding the
let me talk.
Every vice president, every podium he mounts,
no problem.
We are getting toilets.
No problem. You are getting toilets. You are getting toilet. Don't worry. So today, before you came here, did you go to toilet or not? What kind of stupid question is that? Why should you say? Did you go to toilet? If you can go to toilet, why can't others also go to toilet? And you think providing toilet is not a necessity?
It is not.
Meanwhile, when you wake up, the first place that you go, Gabriela, is toilet. You are laughing.
It's
not too early. I mean, you see, these are the facts. People don't want us. People don't want us to talk about them.
He thinks he wants to talk before the gigantic.
So if you say the vice president providing toilet, meanwhile, toilet is a necessity for you.
It's a DC's job.
Can you imagine that? So I'm saying that if you want two serious people to ensure that you recover your economy from the ravages of COVID-19 or whatever, and John Mahama at the left, and Bawumia at the right, which of them will you employ to recover the economy for you? Because one has a track record. Let me tell you. Wait. One has a track record. That is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Number one, he's an economist. He's not just an economy. He is a doctor in economics. He has a first class in economics. He has books in economy. Wait. He has written books in economy. He and Nana Addo Akufo-Addo is still the chairman of the economic management team. And the economy was the fastest growing economy until COVID. The fastest growing economy in the world, not just Africa, until we had COVID that devastated the whole world. And if you are saying that, because COVID devastated the whole world, the fault should go to Mahmoud Bawumia, then the fault should go to all the vice presidents of the world. Because there is no country in the world that did not feel the devastating effect of COVID-19. The UK, US, Germany, in everywhere, the economies spoiled. So, therefore, you cannot blame Mahmoud Bawumia for what happened to our economy and the rest of the world. John Dramani Mahama was not even wealthy enough to be even included in Professor Mills' economic management team. Professor Mills said that no, I mean, the economy won't mean into me. I don't know how you speak your fancy. But that was exactly what Professor Mill said. That economy, your economy, it's in so Joe Mama was not included in the economic management team. Not to even talk about becoming the chairman. Now, if we want to now employ these two people, then we're going to take somebody, even as a vice president. When immediately Misata became vice president, he became the economic management team chairman. Why didn't John? Because it is not his area. So why is it that now that we are looking for a president that will paddle us out of our economic challenges, then you go and bring him to now come? Indeed, Dr. Muhammad left us. He left government when this economy had devastated. He handed over to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo when we were in the IMF. At that time, there was nothing like COVID. There was nothing like Ukraine war. It was purely mismanagement. This was a guy who plunged this nation into doomsday for 4 good years. 4 good years. At the end of his regime, then he just brought this BOT arrangement, car power, and then America. BOT, he didn't even pay penny. It's our own money. It's like a high purchase. At the end of the 5 years, then he became ours. If you knew this, why did you wait till the dying embers of your regime? Then you brought, and then you call them emergency power plants. That's pure incompetence. Because at the onset of the problem, he should have employed that practice by bringing them, so that we will not even have gone even 2 months of doing so. But they don't care. A regime that care will not let the people sleep in doomsday for 4 good years. It means that they have no clue as to how to solve those problems. The economy was in complete comatose. Today, you are saying that, oh, when it comes to healthcare, what did you do in healthcare? Currently, as we are speaking, we are not even comparing Nana Addo government to any other regime in Ghana. We are comparing Nana Addo government to the regimes in Africa and even the world. There has never been any, if you can Google and tell me that there has been a country or in Africa that has given every constituency 1 ambulance at a go. 307 ambulance at a go, every constituency. If there is a constituency that has not gotten an ambulance, the constituency should raise its hands. They should raise their hands. Let me see them. Every constituency in this country had an ambulance, and it is through the 1 million one constituency projects. How will continue? That is number one. Secondly, tell me in Africa, which regime has been able or is building at a go 111 hospitals at a go? Tell me, Gabriela, which regime? It's so ambitious. Not even the US is building 111 hospitals at a go, and as we are speaking, over half of that 111 is at various stages of completion. It's around 80, 70, 60 stages of completion. It's not just like we said it and we are not implementing it. If we go to all the sites, we've been bringing them on TV, the stages and all those things. So it is not just like we are just talking for the sake of it. Look, under Kufuor regime, apart from this ambitious project that the Nana regime is doing, under Kufuor regime, the Eurojet projects, these were the Eurojet projects that the Mama came and continued, and then the NBC, like you go to Tepa, you go to the East Hospital, you go to the military hospital in Ashanti region, You go to there are about 15 or so. Those are the ones that your mama came and continued. But even that one, it didn't complete. Nobody had to come and complete them. As we are speaking, they will take glory for University of Ghana Medical Center. The University of Ghana Medical Center was, apart from the fact that it's a Professor Mills project, which is not your mama anyway. It started during Professor Mills' time in 2009, when Mr. Atta was still at the Bank of Ghana. The bank hospital, and then the University of Ghana hospital. This were this started during Professor Mills' regime, but they are themselves not even government projects. Government gave the finance assurance and all those things, the sovereign guarantee, but they are not. I mean, for instance, University of Ghana Medical School, university projects that government gave, sovereign guarantee.
But don't you know the guarantee goes on to government books?
Oh, I mean, then government should go and take so many guarantees. Even individuals go to government and take guarantees. So it doesn't mean that the projects are for government. But I'm saying that even that, it is not your mama. Meanwhile, these people, if you go and see that their green book, that's lies that no problem. That green book, they attributed all those things to them, to your mama. When indeed he knows nothing about them. Even at Toba Gas, these people, including Gabriela, who is the Central Regional Communication Officer, why don't you just say director or say officer? You see, they say that Atoba Gas is the Omama project. That's what you have been saying. And is it not disgrace on your part to say that your mama built Atoba Gas when we were all here, and then the 3 million Chinese loan that didn't come on, only 1 billion came. Out of the 1 billion, 750,000 was used to build Atoba Gas. And indeed, the Atoba Gas at that time, I remember Sami and Kuma and others were lobbying that they should be built in the Jomoro and other places during Professor Mills' time. Then the whole thing started. The mama came and continued, and these people say that, oh, your mama project, no problem. Just because now I was talking with somebody, one of your NDC propagandists. He said, okay, then Professor Mills there, he is dead. So because he's dead, everything that he toiled for, we should give it to John Dramani Mahama. Let us even get the coroner report. The family have come, they met with the president. You are probably at the family of Professor Mills.
Don't worry, I'll respond.
They came to meet the president. They said the coroner report. They want to, the Queen Mother. They want to see the coroner report. Apart from the fact that you are hiding the coroner report, you want to obliterate his history, his achievement, everything that he toiled for as a human being. You want to give it to some other person because he is dead and all those things. So I'm saying, in terms of road, in terms of everything, in the healthcare, in education, I'm even shocked, surprised that you sit here and say that you have achievement in education. What achievement do you have in education? If not for Inungwasia. Even you came under Nana, Professor Nana, the ABC want to take ours again as their flag bearer. I mean, this is a cool chop because we have beaten her several times. Very listless. I'm saying that sorry to Mami, I'm a price.
Let's move on.
I'm talking education. Look, what is the NDC achieving in education? They said that they were coming to build 200 e-blocks. That's what is their manifesto. You people said you were going to build 200 blocks, e-blocks. Out of that 200, when you were going, you could only build 19. And then you say that 49 at various stages of completion. You handed over only 19. The 49 at various stages of completion, the MPP government had to build them. So MPP even build the E blocks that you go properly. So more than you. That is one. If you go to educate the free SHS, there has never been any educational policy as huge as the free SHS in the NDC government. Indeed, under the NDC government, teacher training allowance were removed. Is that an achievement under you? That you think that you have done so much in the education? Because your only achievement would have been if you had completed the 200 schools. You couldn't complete the 200 schools. Currently, as we are speaking, if you go to all the, look at the STEM schools that we are building all over the place. And if you go there, you will think you are in abroad. The STEM schools, we have built schools, secondary schools from scratch. And if you take one of them, it's like 20 of the E blocks combined. And look at the achievement of the free SHS and then the performance. Because of that, John Mahama came and said that, the children know it's not because they are brilliant, it's because the teachers have been teaching them. And you see, they lie through their teeth. And all these things, if we put them together, what achievement? You know, under you. Almost chalk, even chalk. I mean, Saturn's the second lady under the ABC, when she was asked of chalk, he said, we won't give you chalk today, we won't give you chalk tomorrow. You couldn't provide chalk. So what is the achievement? Now you don't even use chalk. We use this markers if you go to the schools. And we have elevated the standard of education to a different level. So don't come and sit here and tell me those things.
Thank you. I'll do a few messages.
Let's go to the energy sector. The energy sector by sector. They will run away.
Listening to the NPP communicators is painful because they think that Ghanaians have no sense after destroying the country in every sector. You sit down and talk like everything is well with us. This is very insulting. Moses from Bolga, Kalbio. Thank you very much, Moses, for a message. Good morning, Bless. Please tell Saka that he's talking to people who are level-headed. His presentation is insulting to Ghanaians. Dr. Bawumia is the leader of the economic mismanagement team. Okay, you didn't tell me your name and where you sent this message from. Please, good morning, Bless. Please, all what Saka is saying does not hold water because even the president has confirmed that the country is in a mess and the next president will come and fix it. Vivian from Kwabre South sent this message. Thank you very much, Vivian. Good morning, Bless. Please ask Saka to compare sleeping under no light for 4 years to sleeping under empty stomach for 8 years. From Adams Ashiye Fulani. Thank you so much, Adams, for your message. Good morning, Bless. I am Osman Makarios from Tamale. Kindly ask the NPP man whether Mahama imported Dumso or that he brought it from Boli. Some of you. How did Mahama plunge Ghana into Dumso? How can he describe Kufuor's action of making passes to go to Akosombo to pray and Mahama's buying of the generators? Okay, thank you so much.
Far better than Mahama in terms of energy.
Good morning, Bless. Saka is not just being truthful at all, just like Bawumia. The only difference is Saka is a serious Muslim. Bibi from Accra. Okay, thank you for your message. Hi, good morning to you and your panel. The NPP knows the facts and still wants to defend Dr. Bawumia. He has nothing to offer Ghanaians and he can't even get 30% on 7th December. Ghanaians are wise and are wise not to repeat NPP into power by voting for Dr. Bawumia. Joseph from Libya. Thank you, Joseph. And thank you so much for doing the watching far away from Libya. Okay. This one here says that tells you that most of the structures were built by Mahama and commissioned by Nana. Good morning to you, Bless. Tell Saka that why Regional Hospital was built by Mahama and was commissioned by Nana.
It's not true.
Sadat from Wa.
It's a lie. It's lying.
This message.
It's under the Euro. One of the Euro.
Kwesi says, "My name is Kwesi from Biakuya District. Koku tells Saka that no amount of propaganda can bring NPP to power. Your juicy lunch and fat pockets are over." Okay, thank you very much. Let me come to you, Mr. Ebo Bachman, on this comments from the former president.
Yeah, Les, I believe if you are an objective Ghanaian and a Ghanaian that wants the best for this country, after listening to Saka and Gabi, you can only come to one conclusion: that we can't continue to do what we have been doing for 32 years and expect to get the same or different results. You see, Mr. Alencha Martin is on record to have said that when he becomes the president, he will hit the ground running. He didn't say he will need honeymoon or some grace period. He said, I will hit the ground running. That's the difference. You see, they are talking about history, what they've been able to do in the past. But they are not talking about what they are going to do in the future. What is important for us to do as a nation is not to focus on what you've done in the past. Is to focus on what is ahead of us. The problem you are having now, which is going to become worse this year, I'm talking about the economic problem you have. We need to approach the situation with a strategic plan. We don't have to just be running manifestos and promises like the way you've been doing for 32 years. We need to have a different approach, a pragmatic approach. And for me, that is what is important. We can be talking about some project that was done by NDC, some project that was done by NPP. Yes, that was in the past. But the question is that, given the kind of economy that we have, what are the plans you have? What are the strategies you have to first and foremost to stabilize our economy? Because the macroeconomic environment is very poor. I mean, very weak macroeconomic environment. Two, our industrial sector, very weak. A country that promised to move away from taxation to production, yet gave only 400 million for 1D1F and about 6 billion for NAPCO projects. That should clearly tell you it's a country that is not serious. Because NAPCO was not to provide permanent job. If they had put the money in industrialization, in agriculture for that matter, people would have had permanent jobs by now. This is common sense approach to economic, development. For me, what is important moving forward as a nation is to have a plan. When Saka started speaking, he said that Black Stars were not performing well because of lack of plan. He mentioned it. Likewise, Ghana is struggling. It's struggling because we lack planning. I've said it on record that Mr. Mahama and Ms. Atta governed this country without a plan. Check the record, and anybody who is listening to me, at the time Mr. Mahama took us to the IMF, economies of surrounding countries were doing better than us. At the time Nana Bawumia took us to the IMF, economies of this country were doing, surrounding countries were doing better than us. As we speak, all the surrounding countries are running single-digit inflation and interest rates.
They have always.
So the question is that, why is it that they had to go through the same COVID? They had to go through the same Russian-Ukraine war. They had to go through the same prices of international commodities coming down. They had to suffer the same consequences of, if like, the global or external shocks.
They don't suffer the same consequences.
Because, no, listen to me.
These are the Francophone countries. They don't suffer the same consequences.
I'm coming. You see? So when, listen, so Saka, don't bring yourself. So are you saying that the Francophone countries were insulated from the effect of the
effects are not the same.
So because
the impact of
Somebody had
planned buffers.
Somebody had planned.
No
allegations like this.
He agrees with all the things.
No, I'm saying that the French,
in as much as he decided.
It's not happy. Let's go to let's go to Botswana. Botswana is running. No, I'm coming. Botswana is running less than 5% interest rate.
They don't surround us, so there was no COVID there.
Yeah. So he's not comfortable. So I'm going far away.
Yeah.
So I'm going far away.
If you are going far away, go to UK.
No, I'm saying Botswana
or US.
Botswana is running less than 5% interest rate, less than 5% inflation rate. That's Botswana. South Africa is doing the same. In fact, Rwanda is doing almost the same. In fact, Benin is running almost less than inflation, less than 1% inflation as we speak, and about 6% or 5.something% interest rate. So you can check it right now. So you see. So please, let's be serious. If you really want being well for this country, you need to be very serious about when we are discussing issues of national interest. I mean, we want someone, you see, that is the emphasis. We want someone to be the CEO of Ghana to help us out of the situation, the economic quagmire we find ourselves in. We need an individual. We don't need a political party. I have said that Mr. Mahama had this opportunity. I mean, he was at one point in time, the president of Ghana. And I've said it on record that the economy that was handed to him by Professor Moss was an economy that was rising. Yet, we ended up with the IMF. He took us to the IMF with the economy that was rising when it was handed to him. As for Dr. Bawumia, I don't even think he should be given opportunity to talk to Ghanaians again. I mean, he's a complete failure. He's talking about he has PhD in economics. How many people have PhD in economics? Plenty. So what is special about having PhD in economics? Of course, I won't come and sit here. Mr. Alentamate is an economist, he's a lawyer, he's a diplomat, he's a trade icon, he's a businessman. I won't come and say because of that, vote for him. I will say vote for him because of what he can do or what he has done before with the knowledge he acquired in education. So what is so special about PhD? Writing books. So the person has completely failed in managing the economy. When he was being introduced to Ghanaians, Nana Akufo-Addo said he has brought him because he was the one who helped Kufuor to manage the exchange rate, which was a complete lie anyway. But let's assuming without admitting that it was true. So he was presented to Ghanaians as economic risky.
And he is.
No, and he told Ghanaians that when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Yes.
So when you are given the mandate to occupy the same position Emisata occupied, what you do is to solve the fundamentals. The problem we had, I've always said, the problem we had, we should have asked Dr. Bawumia to tell Ghanaians the fundamentals he was talking about. Because if he really knew the fundamentals he was talking about, when he was given the mandate, he would have solved the fundamentals problem.
He solved it.
Because he solved it. He solved it. Is it the funny? You see the funny thing here? He said, listen to this. Look at the logic here. When the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Yes.
So he solved the fundamentals.
Yes, and COVID came and devastated it.
What was the fundamental? Can you mention some of them?
The fastest growing.
Oh no, fundamental. No, can you mention some of the fundamentals?
See, the growth rate is a fundamental. Inflation is fundamental. The base rate is fundamental.
No. You see, no. The growth rate, you see. You see,
the rate of depreciation.
The growth rate is the rate of depreciation. It's an outcome. It's a mistake. The growth rate is the outcome of an activity.
No, but at the end.
So the fundamentals.
It's part of the fundamentals.
Time is going. Time is already here.
Yeah. So the point I'm making is that let me make my point, Saka. Yeah. The point is that the point is that if you look at the performance of the vice president in respect of the economy, I mean. And that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be. I mean, they don't even have to give him the platforms to be talking to Ghanaians again. And he's talking about some blue economy.
Even Alantamate is talking.
Yes. You see,
a competent person like vice president should not talk. Even Alantamate, who ran away, chicken out.
Who ran away from what?
Who chicken out? When the chicken was
Mr. Alantamate in NPP was like Juku in Ghana match. Ghana lost the match. He was the best player of the match.
So Alan Chedumili is the best player.
I mean, can Ronaldo or can Ronaldo or the vice president talk about the performance of this government without mentioning 1D1F?
But when I was talking
about the automobile industry,
when all the things that I said, without mentioning 1D1F.
I mean, stop
when
it.
I was talking.
I mean, you can't compare. Listen, let me tell you.
But the
highest position Mr. Alan Kyerematen has occupied in this country is ministerial position.
But what position did you want him to occupy?
No, I'm telling you something. Dr. Bawumia has been acting as the president of Ghana in the absence of the president.
Of course, because he's competent enough to get there.
He's competent enough, and he's so competent enough to bring the economy to where it is.
Why? When he was the fastest growing economy, that why you were not talking.
What was the fastest growing economy?
In 2018, 2017, Ghana
was the fastest growing economy. Let me make my point. Yeah, the point is that we need someone to manage the economy. I believe we don't have to, get ahead of ourselves. We need to strategically see how we can plan this economy well. This is Mr. Alan Kyerematen. Let me tell you Mr. Alan Kyerematen's philosophy, or the philosophy underpinning his transformation agenda. This is very fantastic. He says this: God in his infinite wisdom gave us a land rich with resources. We have human resources. We have agricultural resources. We have natural resources. God in his own wisdom put us on the surface of the earth and put agriculture also on the surface of the earth, but put the mineral resources beneath the surface of the earth. So God expects us to tackle the problem of agriculture, to use the agriculture, the one that we can easily reach out to,
so we'll give you
to develop, to be able to get to a level where we can now go down and get the natural resources to develop. This is the wisdom beneath or underpinning the transformation agenda of Mr. Alan Kyerematen. That is why, for the first time in the history of this country, someone wanting to be president has put forward a plan. Check the plan. The plan, look at the economy cluster of the plan, is to stabilize the macroeconomic environment, to bring inflation down to single digits, to bring interest rate down to single digits, to bring exchange rate down, and also to stabilize it. Also to make sure that we're able to manage our debt well. The plan is there. He has provided how to go about it. He says he's going to ensure industrial revolution and agricultural revolution like never before. If you check Mr. Alan Kyerematen's history, his track record, when he was managing UN program, Enterprise Africa, he was establishing businesses, companies, factories in Africa, other part of Africa.
Which factory is it?
Check the record. You see? Check the record.
We gave you factory.
I mean, this is a mass. You see, let me tell you, that is why, let me tell you this, that is why in 1994, do you think this was done just in a vacuum? 1994, when they were selecting 100 people who had influenced their continent, who had influenced their country,
What was his influence?
who had influenced their generation, he was named among the best 100 people in the world, alongside the Bill Gates, alongside Oprah Winfrey and co, alongside people who became like Sarkozy and all that. It's because of what he did with Empretech and what he did with Enterprise Africa. And it's not so refreshing that today, Ghana, we have the headquarters of Africa Continental Free Trade Area sitting in Ghana, because the person who created it was the same person who went and lobbied for it to be located in Ghana. The man, as a minister, excelled. He's got proven track record that when he's given a job to do, he performs. I'm praying that the NDC after 16 years and NPP after 16 years, as has been my prayer consistently, that both of them will be in opposition for the next 16 years, so that the government that we have it won't be a government that will come and say NDC project, MPP project, but a government that will say Ghana project and bring all the big brains and best brains in Ghana.
Go went to Egypt. Go before it.
Yes.
Let's correct two things. First of all, let Saka understand that under the NDC regime, under President Mills, we had the economic management team, which is made up of technocrats and political appointees, chaired by the Vice President.
Which vice president?
His Excellency John Mahama.
He never
and
changed.
Then, no, you are confusing two things. And then there's an Economic Advisory Council, which was chaired by a certain gentleman from the UN World Bank. He's half Indian, half Ghanaian. He has a strong name, so it's difficult for me to pronounce because Dr. Goben something. This was made up of Ishmael Yamson, former ministers, Kwesi and the rest. So that's what it was. Mel says that you went to Flagstaff House. 37 Hospital is right next to Flagstaff House. The best thing Abu Fado could have done for your people, that the political people you went to hire to go and sit there, was to make one phone call or send somebody to 37 to go and collect autopsy report. Their family. Their family has been that.
No, say the figure here. Say the figure here. You are lying.
I didn't get it.
No, this is where we draw curtains on today's edition of the show.
I
certain for Kwame. Thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.